So, just to remind you, the aim of the game is to be able to play groups from 1 to 9 across 2 drums, then 3 drums, then 4 drums and 5. Okay, and in the end we're going to put the hi-hat and the bass drum in as well, but just start with the hands and do it as methodically as possible. So the first exercise I want you to do this week is to be able to play, ideally, 1 right through to 9. Okay, 4 of each on the snare drum and floor tom. So that's your exercise 1, which will be like this. Any odd number is in singles and any even number ends in a double. So a group of 2 is literally just double, 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 double. Group of 3 hand to hand, and you start, if you're on this side of the room, you start with your left hand. If you're on that side, you start with the right hand. So on 3, starting from this side, you're all hand to hand. Therefore, 4s has a double at the end, also commonly known as the paradiddle. 5s all hand to hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6s, as we discussed, were a what shape? What rudiment?
Double.
Paradiddle, exactly. If you played a paradiddle diddle, you'd get stuck one way round. Whereas the paradiddle, sorry, the double paradiddle allows you to go from side to side. Otherwise, that's the paradiddle. Paradiddle diddle. It's a completely different thing. We'll get onto that later. So then 7s hand to hand and 8s are a triple paradiddle. Single, 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 double gets you to there. And the key to this exercise is that you don't cross hands, right? So you do all of those groups, group of 9 all hand to hand, between those 2, and then think about moving from the snare drum to the floor tom, which will allow you to get up to the high tom, and then come back to the floor tom, which will allow you to get back to the snare drum again. So again, like I said, 1s are a bit of an anomaly. I can't speak this afternoon. Anomaly, like it just doesn't work. It's where you are going to cross hands if you're going to try and get into that territory. But every other single shape will allow you to get round. So as I've demonstrated before, if you're doing 2s between 3 drums, you have your turning drums and your moving drums. And when I say moving drums, I'm talking about moving through them to get to another place. If you think about travelling from one place to another, that's how we're doing it. So your double down here for the 2 turning drums, which are currently my first floor tom on the snare drum, and singles up here. So double, single, single, double, single, single. 3s down here are singles or ending in a double. Tell me.
Single.
Singles, exactly. So therefore, the opposite applies up to here. When you're moving, you put a double at the end of the 3s. So it's single hand to hand, double at the end, double at the end, hand to hand, double at the end, double at the end. What I want you really to do is to be able to work through from beginning to the end at one tempo. But that's up from, forget groups of 1, start at groups of 2, go up to 9s on every single drum. This is that shape of going 2, 3, 4, going round in the horseshoe. 5. All using groups of 2. So that the next, start sideways, do that one. Okay, that shape of going from the floor tom up to the high tom, and then even up to the middle tom as well. That all works, right? And then groups of 2, 4 in each from the snare to the floor tom, then 4 from snare to high to floor tom, 4 from snare to high to middle to floor tom, and so on, and build your exercise up. So 2's demonstrated would be this. But it's got to be every single grouping, and the aim of the game is just to play right through from the beginning and get to the end without stopping, and not really having to think about it, to be honest, Chris. That's the trick. Okay, so that's an awful lot of work between now and next week. Aiming for speed-wise, up to 120 I guess would be great, but can start slower if you like. And just grip-wise, I'm looking for matched hands, both looking palm down. There you are.